Pennsylvania, we don't know if it's a big plane, a small plane, any relation to this.
Plane down in Pennsylvania.
Somerset County?
Right, Somerset County, right.
Yeah, get that map made.
Another plane has crashed, this one about 80 miles south of Pittsburgh.
These are the first pictures we have in. This is from Somerset County, Pennsylvania. This is where the United Airlines Flight 93, this was a Boeing 757 bound from Newark, New Jersey to San Francisco. It crashed in Somerset County, Pennsylvania, near the town of Shanksville.
Crash investigators inspect a 20-foot crater in a rural cornfield in Somerset County. The point of impact for one of 4 commercial airliners today hijacked by terrorists.
I want to get quickly to Chris Kanicki. He's a photographer with the Pittsburgh affiliate of Fox affiliate. He was back there just a couple of minutes ago. And Chris, I've seen the pictures. It looks like there's nothing there except for a hole in the ground.
Basically, that's right. The only thing you could see from where we were was a big gouge in the earth and some broken trees. We could see some people walking around in the area, but from where we could see, there wasn't much left.
Any large pieces of debris at all?
No, there was nothing that you could distinguish that a plane had crashed there.
Smoke, fire?
Nothing. It was absolutely quiet. It was actually very quiet. Nothing going on down there, no smoke, no fire. Just a couple of people walking around. They look like part of the NTSB crew walking around looking at the pieces.
How big would you say that hole was?
From my estimates, I would guess it was probably about 20 to 15 feet long and probably about 10 feet long or 10 feet wide.
MSNBC's Edie Magnus is in Pennsylvania now, about 80 miles from Pittsburgh, where one of those planes went into the ground today. It did not hit a target of any kind, and she has the latest for us now. Edie?
Tom, I'm on a country road that goes between the towns of Lambertsville and Shanksville in Pennsylvania, and beyond all of these lights you see, the glare of the media satellite trucks, it is a very dark night here in the country, but it is very busy. About a half a mile to a mile or so beyond, just over my shoulder, sort of where you see all those trucks headed down in an open field of an old strip mine, is where lies the wreckage of United Flight 93, which of course, as you all have been reporting, took off from Newark, destined for San Francisco, never got there. 38 passengers, 7 crew, no survivors. The debris here is spread over a 3 to 4 mile radius, which has now been completely sealed off and is being treated, according to the FBI, as a crime scene. Governor Tom Ridge made some remarks earlier at a press conference. He had flown over the site. He said the emergency response here was immediate. He also said, and I don't know whether or not you all are able to see pictures of this, but this is one of those cases where the pictures really do tell the story, that sort of the most horrifying aspect of this particular crash scene is how little debris is visible. There is a large crater in the ground, and I'm hoping that you all are seeing it as I'm talking about it, but that's really all you see is a large crater in the ground and just tiny, tiny bits of debris. There has been at least one report that the investigators out there, and there are hundreds of them, as I said tonight, have found nothing larger than a phone book.
Okay, so what we're looking at here is a very clearly just a typical central Pennsylvania country road. Now you're saying as you came up the road, why don't you explain to us?
Okay, I was coming up here and there's a stop sign, so I was slowing down to stop at the stop sign.
you were okay.
Okay, so I'm coming up here, almost to the stop sign, and this, I keep calling it a plane for lack of any other, it came down. I mean, it was like right above my van, and it went right down over my windshield because it was so low that I ducked in my van. And when I did, I shut off my radio. And that's when I knew there was no sound. And I said it out loud. I said it 2 times. Oh my God, it's going to crash. It's going to crash. It cleared those trees. So it, to my knowledge, it just seems to me it had to be below the power lines. Came in, swooped up, cleared those trees. It was fall, so it was full of leaves. No leaves moved on the trees. Nothing fell, because I kept thinking, you know, there should be like a disturbance, and it just smoothly went around. I went right over there, banked to the right, and crashed. Now you can't see where it crashed because you can't see through the trees, but I saw I heard the, well, I didn't hear the explosion that day. I don't know why. It was like about 2 days later before I, you know, but
You seem a little shaken up.
It does. It really upsets me.
What upsets you?
That it was such a horrible day. It was terrible. I thought we were going to die. And then I ran to this house and nobody was home. Because I didn't have my cell phone with me. So I got back in my car and I drove down to the next trailer. And I jumped out and I said, you got to call 911. And the woman on the trailer kept coming out and said, did you see what happened in New York? Did you see what happened in the Pentagon? And I said, you don't understand, a plane just crashed. You don't understand. And they just kept telling me what had happened. And then I just, you know, I heard the sirens, so I knew 911 had been called, so I just went on home to make sure my family was okay.
What you saw?
It was pure white. There was not any markings on it. There was no rivets. I mean, it was that close that I could have seen it. It was so molded, it looked like it was all one piece. And it was cylinder, it came back, and then this spoiler was across it. And I remember the spoiler was so molded, and it was so white and shiny.
And there was no wings or...
I could not see any wings, because like I said, I saw it from mid-belly, and I'm looking up under it.
Let's have you do this. Let's have you turn this way, because the wind is blowing into the microphone. It's really loud. Okay, go ahead.
Well, like I said, I saw it from the mid-belly back, and then it banked, so I could not see like what would be like on top of it or anything. But it was just so perfectly white and not a mark on it. Because my thought at the time was, this looks like it's brand new. You know, like it had never been used or...
And you think it was? What do you think it was?
I can only go by whatever other people have said to me, because at the time I thought it was a plane. But with like the guy from California that emailed me a lot of pictures, the guy from Bedford that sent me a lot of pictures, they all said the same thing, that, you know, it had to be a missile or a unmanned plane or something. Just
on the other side of these trees, the official story is saying that it came from the west, correct? From this direction.
It came this direction. So it came this way. I'm here. They would have gone. Right. If there'd have been the two of them.
So
it's clearly a discrepancy.
Did you see anything like this? No. Okay, this is that's the Falcon F-20. What that is that's the plane that they say in the official story was circling the area afterwards, taking photos. And you said afterwards you did see what, 2 planes? Mm-hmm. And they were real high, and they were just like silver triangles in this white triangles. Okay, so they were real shiny. They didn't look like this though.
No.
See,
I mean, they were real high, but they just looked like those. I would call it a fighter jet, because that's